One powerful conglomerate is urging caution when handling the maritime dispute with China, citing its possible impact on Philippine businesses. The Energy Department assures there's enough power to go around while El Niño hits, but it says blackouts are still possible. And some lawmakers want longer terms for the president and vice president. They intend to make it happen by tinkering with the 1987 Constitution. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Denise Tan. The owner of the country's biggest lender and shopping malls is watchful when it comes to issues about the West Philippine Sea. SM Investments Corporation Vice Chairperson Teresita C. Coson said that since China is very close to them, they cannot be too antagonistic. She also calls for a more peaceful negotiation between Beijing and Manila over the maritime dispute. The tycoon is likewise hopeful there would be no more skirmishes in the WPS, citing its impact on businesses and other stakeholders. So far, the DFA has filed 130 diplomatic protests since the Marcos administration took power. This is over China's continued incursions in the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The latest encounter involved Beijing's Coast Guard firing water cannons at Filipino vessels in Bajo de Masinloc and Ayungin Shoal. Moving on, President Bongbong Marcos is expecting to sign the 2024 national budget before Christmas. The proposed version of next year's coffers is currently in the bicameral committee for some final adjustments. Marcos Jr. does not see anything in the budget that could prevent its swift approval.
Bicam, we're waiting for that. So they're putting the finishing touches on it. Baka today or the day in the coming days. But certainly, the minute it's finalized, pass the budget, I don't see any problem. I think we'll do it before Christmas.
President Marcos is not as optimistic about charter change or cha-cha being a breeze. He said the proposal to amend the 1987 Constitution should be scrutinized, particularly amendments to its economic provisions.
What we are looking at here is the opportunity cost of those who would like to invest here, but somehow the laws that derive from the Constitution when it comes to the economic provisions do not allow them to, or make it non-viable for them. My primary interest is to try and make our country a investment-friendly place. And what we'll see. That's why the study is really not about the Constitution. It's about what do we need to do, what do we need to change so that these potential investors will in fact come to the Philippines.
It's not only economic provisions that some lawmakers want changed in the 1987 Charter. Now they are proposing longer terms for the top government officials. In his resolution, Senator Robin Hood Padilla is pushing for joint candidacy for the president and vice president. Both of them will serve for 4 years and can seek re-election for a total of 8 years in service. But Senator Cynthia Villar has reservations.
Ito, experience naman nating lahat talaga. Kapag magaling yung Pangulo natin, kulang yung 6 na taon. Tapos wala siyang re-election. Kapag medyo nga naman yung presidente natin, sobrang naman yung 6 na taon. Kaya dapat sana, total naman, sa mga dati nating konstitusyon, 4 years naman talaga yun. At 4 years may re-election, ba't hindi natin subukan yun?
Medyo mahirap yun. Sa Senado, I think with the marami siyang ideas. Tayo, matagal na tayo senador. You don't do something na ayaw mo as a policy. So we will see if the people will accept.
At the lower house, Senior Deputy Speaker Dong Gonzales would also like tweaks in term limits of leaders. He's proposing 5 years per term for the president and VP and a shot at re-election. The Speaker's ally also dismissed the possibility of creating another post at the executive level.
Prime Minister, wala akong narinig ng Prime Minister. Wala kaming pinag-usapang Prime Minister. Basta Kung political ang pinag-uusapan, yung aking
Term limits.
na 5 years and 2 terms. Diba? Tapos may re-election lang yung presidente. Kabuka ng vice president. Para the continuity. Diba palagi kong sinasabi sa inyo, the continuity.
We're bringing you more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Denise Tan. The Energy Department is warning of possible power interruptions next year at the height of El Nino. That's even as the agency stressed that energy supply in the country remains stable. Based on the DOE's estimate, demand for electricity in Luzon will increase by more than 1,000 megawatts next year. There will also be a slight uptick in demand over in Visayas and Mindanao. It's worth noting that there will be additional supply from solar power plants in 2024 reaching up to 1,000 megawatts. But even with additional reserves, power plants can overheat and machines can leak during extremely hot weather. Coal-fired power plants especially do not run at optimum levels in very dry season. As a result, power lines could be affected.
We are looking at from the supply side. Even if these are adequate, we are also anticipating that there might be interruptions especially the coal-fired power plants may not be working at their optimal levels. During the dry months, meron tayong mga grass fires at saka mga bush fires. At sa ating experience ng ilang taon particularly sa El Nino, ito ay kung minsan nagkukos ng power interruptions dahil naapektuhan yung mga linya.
Here are the other stories we're watching at this hour. President Bongbong Marcos appoints Sonia Bautista Malaluan as the new administrator of the Maritime Industry Authority or MARINA. Malaluan previously served as Director 2 at the Transportation Department from 2014 to 2022. She was also MARINA's Deputy Administrator for Planning. Malaluan is replacing her nanny Fabia, who tendered his resignation on December 8. President Bongbong Marcos will be in Tokyo starting tonight for the 50th anniversary of the ASEAN-Japan Summit. Among the issues expected to be discussed are the disputes in the West Philippine Sea as well as the situation in Myanmar and North Korea. Marcos Jr. will also meet with business leaders on the sidelines of the summit. His meeting with Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida is still being finalized. More than 1.8 million government employees will be receiving their cash incentive starting today. The Budget Department said this is in recognition of state workers' hard work and dedication. Public servants qualified for the cash incentive will receive an amount not exceeding 20,000 pesos. And it's 10 days to go before Christmas. The 9-day Advent Novena for Catholics or the Simbang Gabi officially starts tomorrow. There will also be anticipated masses tonight until December 23 for those who can't make it to dawn masses from December 16 through 24. Churches are encouraging voluntary masking and adherence to minimum health protocols in light of rising cases of COVID-19 and respiratory illnesses. And here's for the 70s to 90s kids out there. Do you still remember the Fiesta Carnival? Well, it's back. Dubbed as Manila's Disneyland back in the 70s, the iconic establishment is said to be better than ever. The all-new Fiesta Carnival features a K-pop themed roller skating rink, an F1 go-kart track, and a Wii jump playground. There's also food stalls offering various fares in the amusement space. Fiesta Carnival is open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. at Araneta City in Cubao, Quezon City. One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. Have a restful weekend, everyone. I'm Denise Tan. We are One News, all sides, all the time.